I mean, I was planning the eulogy. I was picking up the casket. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about game 153 of the regular season, where the Astros win 2-1 in walk-off fashion over the Baltimore Orioles and salvage the final game of the series. I don't like that I've said that 3 times in a row, but at least they get something out of it when it looked like they were just not. Right? Yesterday, I make one of the most, outside of playoff losses, the most solemn video I have ever made on this channel, with good reason. And first inning, it looks like it's going to be more of the same. Anthony Santander single, Javi, who has struggled mightily all year long, already first inning, and there's a run on the board for the Orioles. Here we go, another implosion, and then it stopped. And I think this was the best game that Javi's pitched this season. Because coming out of yesterday, right, I make the most, outside of playoff losses, the most solemn, just straight-faced, down in the dumps video I have ever made on this channel. Again, excluding the playoff losses. And first inning, right, out of the gate, Santander with an RBI single, and you just think, here we go, it's going to be more of the same. Javi has already given up a run, he's about to implode, because he has just not had a Christian Javier season. And then the bleeding stops. Javi, for the next 4 innings, and even for some of the first inning, dealt. He looked great. This was the best Christian Javier start we've seen this season. 5 innings of 1-run ball, pair of walks, and 11 strikeouts. Out of nowhere, it clicked. He looked like Javier again. He looked like the guy that last year I was saying, hey, if he would have pitched 20 or 30 more innings, he would have been the Cy Young winner. He just showed back up. It was a miracle. And then that miracle, as the first inning became the second, and the third, and the fourth, and the fifth, and the sixth, and the seventh, seemed like you were just back drug into a nightmare, because Javi's finally figured it out. The bullpen has been rock solid, and the offense is doing nothing. It felt like, yep, we're going to lose this game 1-0. Like, the pitching is going to have one of its best performances, the best start of the season for Javi, and we're going to lose it and get swept. And by a miracle, the bottom of the 8th comes. It's kind of ironic for Jeremy Pena, because his double to send home the first run and tie the game at 1 apiece might be one of the most consequential hits, the second most consequential hit of this season, but it's also the second most consequential of this game. He ties it. That's fantastic. The Astros have looked like, the first-year Mets when you get to extras. So if you want any legitimate chance at winning this game, you have got to drive that nail into their heart in the 9th inning. And thank the Lord they do. Yanner Diaz leads off in the 9th inning, and he hits a double. The Astros already have a man in scoring position with no outs. Come on, please don't mess this up. McCormick grounds out, but it's effective. He moves over to third, and Mauricio Dubon with a ground ball single that just finds its way into the outfield. And the Astros salvage 1 game against the Orioles. And this was not the prettiest win. And you just can't say that. The offense put up 2 runs in the entire game and did not lead, technically, for a split second in this game. You can look at 8 runners left on base. You can look at 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. We are not in a position to be picky. They needed something. They got something. They got an incredible performance out of Christian Javier, an excellent performance out of the bullpen. Ryan Presley with a little bit of a redemption arc from yesterday or 2 days ago. He goes out and gets the save in the 9th inning, or the win in the 9th inning. Was it beautiful? Was it a masterpiece or artwork? No. But it was a win. And right now, the way things are in the division, I'm not going to say anything about a win. We can't, as a fan base, say anything negative about a win. And maybe this wasn't a beautiful win where you can start to feel good about yourselves because you beat them into the dirt, or because one of your hitters was just knocking it around and just slapping hits here and there. But hopefully, this was the vibe shift. They got to celebrate their big win, their come-from-behind thing against the best team in the American League, which is a pedestal you occupied for a long time and that you'd like to continue to occupy, but you can't prove that you are in the regular season. There's only 1 month now that you can possibly prove that you are still the toast of the AL, which is coming up next month. Hopefully, this is the vibe shift for the team. And now you enter a 3-game set against Kansas City. And here is the thing. You can't go into that series with the mindset of it's the Royals, they've lost 102 games, easy. No. They beat you into the dirt last time. They curb stomped you the last time you played them. The Astros have got to go into that series. I don't care that you lead your division and they've lost 100 games. You have to go in stone-faced. Game face on for game 1. You have to. You have to put the foot on the gas from the minute you say go. And I understand that's kind of funny because the Royals are a very, very bad team. But when you were in KC, you wouldn't have been able to tell that. They have got to go in ready. They have got to go in just as serious as possible. And hopefully, this game can vibe check the locker room and get them locked in for it. Game 1 is Friday night. They have a day off tomorrow. Friday at 8:10 Eastern, 7:10 Central. The Astros desperately need to take the series against a inferior opponent on paper. And I say sweep. And you might say that's a lot to ask, especially the way they've played the past 9 games. If you would have taken 2 against them in Kansas City, we wouldn't have to. But now, you're looking like you need a sweep. Especially because next week on the docket is the Mariners and Arizona. Both whom are fighting like dogs for a playoff spot. This is a not must win, a must sweep series. 8:10 Eastern, 7:10 Central. The Astros will send Framber Valdez to the mound, and the Royals will send Cole Ragans to the mound. I'll be here afterwards to talk about it. But as for right now, that is all I have to say. If you enjoyed this video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Astros.